Welcome back, content creators and marketing funnel creators and marketing funnel affiliates. What I want to point out today, guys, it's just come to my attention that Shark Tank Australia has been cancelled. Okay, this is a mainstream TV show. Obviously, if you're in the US, you're obviously aware that about Shark Tank more than likely, and Shark Tank is probably doing fairly successful there. I don't know. I'm just guessing that it's still going okay there. And just like the startup world, the particular startup world that we have all been told and preached is where you go and get funding, you put a product in front of someone and you say what you're going to present, and then you tell them about what you're going to create, and then investors and JV partners will come on board and help fund that solution and that product that's supposedly going to change the marketplace and change the world. That is one of the big hypes of the entrepreneurial world that I believe that a lot of us have got to get out of their minds, got to get out of our path, and chop that off from our lives. Personally, particularly here in Australia, we're only a small country. I'll use Australia because we're a great example for that. We're a developed country, but we only have 20 or 30, no, probably about between 30 and 40 million people off the top of my head. Of course, we have a lot of migrants coming in, and a lot of them will stay on long term. But we're in fundamental changing times, all developed countries, and of course we're shifting away from the manufacturing world, and of course things are being shifted overseas, and of course here in Australia the big emphasis was the mining boom, and of course that created a lot of jobs and a lot of hype. Australia was not a great nation that educated many people and inspired about entrepreneurial type of environment until about 8 or 10 years ago. It became more hypey because of the online world, I believe, and they didn't want to be separated from what was happening in America and UK and the other developed nations. So of course they had to pick up the startup type of world. So of course out of that, you can create some sort of funding for a lot of young technical venture-minded people, and there is quite a bit of a startup environment and hubs happening in our world here in Australia. But out of that, it's not sustainable long term, particularly with the population and trying to even compete with the US. Of course, we're on an international scale. So, of course, I don't believe it's long-term sustainable. Not for Australia anyway, definitely not. And so I believe that if entrepreneurial environment, the what I believe is a true entrepreneurial mindset needs to shift gear from needing funding, from outsourcing from other funding, to then go in there and potentially build a product, but it may never eventuate. It might fall flat, which many startups do. So that's why I believe that we need to change. If you've got that mindset of you're still seeking, if you've got any inclination in you that you believe that you're staying awake at night, or you are not creating, or you are not seeing the potential with the tools that you have in your hands, then I encourage you to start to take a look at yourself and start to ask yourself, have you got this mindset there? A mindset that is looking for funding. Okay, you may not be seeking that on an everyday, but in your deep conscious, it's really still there because of the type of world that the Western world has created. So you've got all the tools here, guys, I believe. And as long as you know that, you've got the tools at your hand, you've got the resources. There's so much free content out there you can put together and and make things happen, even if you are on your last shoestring budget and you've only just got enough for your marketing funnel yourself. You can make it happen. And the more you think on the bootstrapping level, the better for a lot of people. When it comes to the offline world, you'll be able to reach out potentially for more offline world businesses. There's a lot of struggling businesses here in Australia, and I guess it's the same in America and US and UK. They're struggling not just necessarily on the funding level, but they're struggling to even have a succession plan, even if that's 10 years off. They're struggling to even put that together or even face that. So that's another thing they're struggling along. And then you've also got the route of being able to have free time. There's a lot of small businesses that open 6-7 days a week here in Australia. And they don't have time. They don't have time freedom. So if you can be that guide and be that director and direct them on a path that they know through capitalizing on creating and stacking a funnel full of affiliate products and solutions that would be for their market and through their experiences, and you help them and guide them to lead cash flow predictability, they will soon become a true believer in the digital online world of creating marketing funnels. And of course, therefore, you'll be able to offer different packages, 2 or 3 or 4 different packages. Obviously, if you have a lower end package that they come in, of course, it won't be as on hand and customized at the start. At the bronze level, then you have a silver level and the gold level, for example, and platinum, whatever. I'm just using this as an example for you to get a bit of direction and guidance. I'm hearing so many people out there saying, "Oh, what am I doing with this funnel?" And they're not even opening their Katra, and they're on the high end package of their Katra or their click funnels or other the other type funnel builders out there. Hear it so much. People, they get caught up in the shiny object syndrome, and that's okay, but as long as you're starting to put that tool to use, and I believe you need to hone in, are you going to, where are you in the Shark Tank? And are you seeking the funding yourself, or are you becoming the potential person that can guide people to create their own self-funding by bootstrapping and over time being able to build up to the level that you can take things in your business to another level. Just let's think, guys, for a minute. 20 years ago, well, how else would you put your message out there? Even if you're an offline funnel consultant, for example, you'd have to use the newspapers, other message boards in the offline world. They were very expensive and very cumbersome. You weren't able to track flyers. You put millions of flyers across the space to get your consulting business out there, and it'd be just so cumbersome. Have a TV ad. Did you have the tracking ability what you have today? All I can say is, guys, reframe every day. So you can be encouraged and get back to your own core of why you purchased or why you have become a marketing funnel affiliate. Ask yourself that on a daily basis, because we're in a world that's ever changing, and a world, particularly here in the Western world, is so ever pleased to be able to come to your beck and call and, credit mentality. So think about it, guys. Hopefully this is value to you and your day, and make it an epic day and an epic adventure. keep on bootstrapping. Start with yourself. Am I bootstrapping? Am I really bootstrapping? Or am I getting disconnected with my emotions and my core values? Am I aligning with that? Am I really bootstrapping? Am I getting caught up with that, that dependence on funding from other sources like Shark Tank is designed, and like the startup world is designed in general. Okay, take cares, have a great day, and we look forward to your comments.